Hello, everybody. Welcome to the House of Common Sense. Um, Today, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Um, what I say here today is just really, just my personal opinion. Um, I want to thank my subscribers uh, and all the people that have viewed my video. Um, and get this necklace right. Anyway, all y'all that have viewed my videos, thank you. Just got to kick it somewhere here. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about our government to a certain extent, um, and what they have done to the people. All right, but my main subject on the matter concerning that is Tennessee Shine. All right, that's what it say. It say it's a small batch, okay, of corn whiskey. And you see where it's made at? It's made in Tennessee, back up in the woods, huh? I think that's that. I think uh, Sherryville is. It might be Dolly Parton hometown, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Okay. Now let's see how good it is. All right. So you shake it up, and you see all them bubbles in it. All right. Now let's see how fast these bubbles disappear. All right. Let's do that one more time. Let's see how fast it disappears. Because see, the faster they disappear, the higher the proof is. Okay. And the quality of the whiskey. Okay. I just said it's what? It's Tennessee Shine corn whiskey. See that? All right. Now, that's the same thing that whites and blacks, okay, were making back in the early 1900s. Hmm? The federal government cracked down on the moonshiners. This was basically called moonshine. But see, he said it's a small batch of what? Corn whiskey. All moonshine was made out of corn whiskey. They used the same principle. Well, I'm gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna drink a little bit of it too. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it and drink some of it. Yeah, give me a good hooker. Yeah, I might get drunk here before I finish this video, cause I got a lot to say about this. Because I don't like the way the government did the moonshines. All right. You can't make this nowadays as a citizen of this country. You can't make this legally. All right. Now you can find some corn whiskey that's better than this. All right. But it's on the ground. You can find some corn whiskey that's better than that. This right here is roughly about 100 proof. Okay. It's straight. It tastes about the same. All right. This is 100 proof. See what's on the jar here. Let's look at it. I can taste it and basically tell what proof it is. Yeah, see? See it's way down. See it's way down the bottom right there? See it, see? See right here? Okay. Said 100 proof. Right down on the bottom there. It's 100 proof. All right, that's pretty strong alcohol. All right, you can start a fire with that. Hmm? But the people, the citizens of this country, in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida, that's where the majority of the moonshiners were. Okay? And moonshining was how they made their money. Yeah. People wasn't buying dispensary alcohol. See, they sell this now in the liquor store. Yeah, and it's very expensive. Yeah, they sell this in the liquor store. But they didn't want the people, the citizens, to make it and sell it. You know why? Because they couldn't collect no tax money on it. So they wanted the piece of the pie. All right. See, time was hard in the early 1900s. See, time was hard. So the hustle back then for white folks and black folks were corn whiskey, or what you might call moonshine, or they had several names for it, stump hole. Okay. Time was very hard. So by time being so hard back then, the people developed a hustle. And that hustle was corn liquor. We got out in the woods and made it. You didn't have to buy your corn because we had a lot of farmers that farm corn. Hmm? So all you had to do, once the corn dried, you go out there and you break it, shuck it, and shell it. Hmm? The only thing you had to buy back then was the sugar. And then a lot of people didn't have to buy the sugar because they planted sugar cane. And they know how to make sugar from the sugar cane. Okay? The most expensive thing about making corn whiskey was the still. All right? And the best still that you could make was made out of copper. Just about the whole still was made out of copper. Right. So this is really not a good batch. They say it's a small batch, but it's really not a good batch of whiskey because it should be a little bit clearer than that. A good batch of corn whiskey is crystal clear, and the bubbles don't stay in it that long. So that's not a real good batch. Okay, but it's all right. It'll get you munked up if you drink enough of it. Then I'm gonna take another sip. See, I'm old liquor drinker. We don't have no chaser, but we don't slam. This kind of shit right here, you can't slam it. You have to sip it. I'm gonna take another sip. Mm-hmm. We take another sip so you can really taste the liquor and enjoy the aroma of it. Okay, when you slamming, you gonna be fucked up pretty soon. You just keep slamming. I don't. I used to be a slammer, but no, I'm just a sipper now. Um, but this was big business in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. This was big business. That was the hustle, and people was making a lot of money. Yeah, the government, the federal government, along with the state government, didn't like it because they wasn't getting none of the money. So they made moonshining outlaw. Yeah. In other words, it was against the law for you to make moonshine. All right. And sell it. All right. Right here in South Carolina, where I live at, it's against the law to make it. Let's most sell it. All right. You can't distill it. See, because you have to have a still to make corn whiskey. Yeah, but they can make it and sell it, but you can't. And I have a problem with that because we are the people, white and black. So how the government can make it and sell it, and the people can. I got a problem with that. I don't think the government should have more power than the people. See, they got they patented. They got it patented. See, it was made by XX Distill, XX Distillery. So that means XX got a big ass still somewhere back up in them woods in Tennessee, and they making it, huh? But now I can't set me up a still. I know how to make a still. Yeah, yeah. Give me some copper and some fire. All right, some of that soldering. Yeah, then I can build one. Hmm? Yeah, you can go on YouTube and learn how to build a still. Yeah, I can set one up right here in my house. Yeah, I got a chimney. Yeah. Hmm? But if they catch me, they put me in jail. I want y'all to watch the video on YouTube by Popcorn Sutton. He was an old moonshine up there in the hills of Tennessee and Kentucky. Yeah, one of the best moonshiner in that part of the country. But he got shut down, and they was getting ready to lock him up. He was an old man. He was about 70, 72, maybe older. And they caught him making moonshine. And that was about the second or third time they had caught him. So they they're gonna lock him up. They didn't give a damn how old he was, huh? He was big time. So the government took this, see, because the first type of whiskey was out there was corn whiskey. This is the foundation right here, and all liquor, whiskey, brandy, I don't give a damn what you might want to call it, is made on the principles that you make corn whiskey out of. They're made on the same principle. They just got different mix, different flavor. All right, and some of them is aged. They age it. Yeah, but they took this from the people. It's the part I don't like. The federal government and the state government. They used to have revenue men in the woods. I saw them when I was a little boy, right down in Berkeley County, South Carolina. They had on green clothes. They had that big old gun on the side. That 38, that 6-inch barrel 38. Back then, law enforcement was carrying 38s, long barrel, Smith and Wesson. Then eventually they moved from the 38 to the 357, and they moved from the 357 to semi-automatics, which was now either 10 mil or 45s or 44s, 45 semi-automatic. I don't know what they're carrying now. Okay, but they had on green clothes and they'd have had on snake boots because they would walk the woods to try to find steals. All right, and would try to catch the people that were running them. They couldn't have no dogs because the dog would give them away because the dog would bark and did walk them woods and They had airplanes in the sky with them big old binocular glasses and stuff. Hmm? Looking down, trying to look for smoke. Cause see, to make liquor, you gotta have some smoke. Back then, moonshiners didn't have the gas cookers. They got gas cookers now where they don't make no smoke. But back then, the moonshiners was cooking with wood. Very few, very few moonshiners uh, could afford to cook with gas because you got to carry all that stuff down in the woods. Hmm? And you need water. And you got to get that stuff once it's distilled. You got to haul it out of the woods. See, and them revenue mans, they walk them woods. I saw them as a little boy, and they try to catch the people that was making it. They were sneaking. They'll sneak up on you. Yeah, see, but it takes anywhere from 1 to 3 men to run a still, depending on how big it is, especially when you get ready to run that liquor from it. See, after your corn and your sugar and all that stuff ferment, all right, now it's time to cook it, all right, and you cook it on one end, and your steam build up in your pipes, create the liquor, and it runs out, and you got a jar right there to catch it. Yeah, and you put the top on the jar, and set that over there. See, and then you got to have somebody to carry that stuff out as you're making it. So you got one man running the still. Hmm? You got another man catching it, and jarring it up. And you got another man taking it out. And you might have 2 men taking it out. Yeah. So them revenue men, they walk the woods. They try to catch it. They sneak up on you. They'll sneak. Yeah. They couldn't shoot you. All right. But they'll act like they're gonna shoot you. All right. Just to scare you. All right. Because they didn't want to run after you. See, you had to run you back then. The police had to catch you. You had to run you down. Yeah. All right. See, running through them woods trying to catch a nigga was hard on them. See, a lot of niggas got away. So they came up with a strategy. They said, the halt, I shoot. All right. And they'll shoot up in the air. Bam! And that's some of them niggas freeze. They're froze right there. All right. Not me. I wasn't that stupid. I, I kept on running. Yeah, you had to catch me. Yeah. Yeah. The other white boys couldn't run. No. They didn't know the woods. See? I know the woods. Yeah, I know how to like, a lot of folks know how to run and hide from them. And they get pissed off. They get pissed off when they couldn't catch you. So they blow the damn still up. They had dynamite. They call in and get one of the partners to bring them a couple of stick of dynamites. Yeah, yeah. You over there hiding. You don't got away. You over there hiding. All right. You don't got away. Hmm. And before you know it, you hear boom, y'all. And you look. You see barrels and cans and pipes and all kind of shit up in the air. Yeah, they blow up the steel. Yeah. Not gonna cost you a whole lot of money to build nothing. All right. You gotta find another place to build nothing. Or you're gonna have to try to run it out of your house. Hmm? Now a lot of the big time moonshiners were white. Some of them got away, but eventually they took it from the whites and the blacks. They didn't want you to make it. Less more, make it and sell it. But now, guess what? You got ABC stores everywhere. Who control those stores? Who run them? The state and federal government. Who get the tax? Who make the tax money off of it? They do, right? XX distillery making a killing. Hmm? They still make a they still make a lot of money even after they pay the state and federal taxes on the sale. All right. Now they people, hmm? But they had to get permission from the state and federal government and get a business license to make this stuff. Look at your liquor, uh, and you find out who's distilling that stuff. Now I want to bring your attention to another type of whiskey that they call it imported tequila, and that's Patron. Yeah. Hmm? Look at it. That's the silver. They got several types. All right. So it's an imported tequila. Now, if you taste Tennessee Shine corn whiskey and you taste Patron, you can barely tell the difference. All right. It tastes just like corn whiskey. All right. This is the fifth. It's damn near $60. If you go in there and get one of these right here, you probably gonna pay about 45, okay, 46. All right. It's gonna be in the 40s for a fifth Patron. Yeah. See, it said what it said right there. Let me see. Can I get a close look on the camera? See, tequila. How many proof is it? It's about 100 proof. It said made. Look at the way it said made at. Let's see, can I turn it around there? You can see. Okay, it's silver. I think it's made in Mexico. Yeah, made in Mexico. It's tequila. It ain't nothing but basically moonshine. And it's basically nothing but corn whiskey. That's all it is. Hmm? So they can make it. The government allow certain people to make it and make money off it, but not the people. All right. And if you build a still, if you get your business license and you want to distill whiskey and make it, you got to get permission from them, and you got to go through their protocol as far as getting a license and permit, and then you have to build your still, and you have to go through certain principles. Okay, you have to manufacture your still a certain way. Yeah, it's got to be approved by them. Hmm? They really don't have no authority over the Patron because it's made in Mexico. Mexico got different laws than the United States. So Mexico imported to America, the United States. Yeah. See, so the government have when there's large sums of money being made, the government want to be in the mix so they can get their cut. So they took moonshining from the people. So a little man like me, I can't make it. I know how to make it, but they catch me making it. All right. Here in South Carolina, if they catch me making it, I'm going to jail. I'm too old to get a charge for making corn liquor. I mean, I know how to make it, but I can't even make none. Not even for myself. Let's more sell it. See, they cut it out completely. You can't distill nothing in South Carolina but water. You can distill water, but hell, water already exists. So I mean, distilling ain't gonna do nothing but basically sort of purify it, because God made water. See, you can't distill no liquor, huh? You want to buy them, you got to go buy it from them, so they can make the money, and not you. Wait, now I want to show you another type of liquor. I'm gonna close with this. I want to show you another kind of liquor. All right, yeah, it's called Carolina Select. Hmm? It ain't but 80 proof. See, it's imported by Elite Brands out of Houston, Texas. Yeah, this is a leader. Yeah. Hmm? But all of it made on the same principle as cone whiskey. It just have a different blend. Okay, see, just have a different blend. It tastes a little different, but it's still whiskey, uh, brandy, uh, vodka. They got different types of name for it. Moonshine just had one name, Moonshine. All right. Well, it had some other names. Let me take that back. You can call it Stump Hole. All right. See, hmm? Cone whiskey. Yeah, but it was always clear. Yeah. Some people used to call it home brew. It had several names, but it was still basically corn whiskey. That's all it was. Made out there in the woods, okay, by hard-working people that were just trying to make a extra dollar. That's all. They wasn't doing no harm, but the government took it and patented it, okay, and now you see ABC stores all over, and all types of whiskey, a brandy, tequila, a scotch, okay, vodka, all types of vodka. They got thousands of names for, you know, what you might call liquor, but all of it does the same thing. It'll get you drunk. And it basically was made on the same principle, corn whiskey. All of it made on the same principle. Okay. This was the original. And you notice they got it in a mason jar. Hmm? See? Which the original jar for corn whiskey or moonshine was a mason jar. Back then they had the quart jars, okay, the pint jars, and they also back then, when I was a little boy coming up, they had a 2-quart jar, okay, which was a half a gallon jar. Yeah. Then they had the pint jars. So you had the pint jars, okay, you had a quart jar, okay, then you had the 2-quart jar, and then you had the gallon jugs back then. Gallon jugs, all this was glass. Yeah. And it was all moonshine. Okay. Tennessee was one of the main moonshining states. Okay. Tennessee and Kentucky, and they were the hardest ones to catch. Those were the hardest steals for the revenue man to find. Some of them steals they never found, and they never will find them. Some of those steals still running, huh? Because it was hard to walk the woods in Tennessee because you got a lot of hills, and you got them bears out there, wild stuff out there, snakes. Hmm? Yeah, so it was hard to catch them the moonshiners in Tennessee and Kentucky. because they got a lot of hills out there, and the woods is real thick. Yeah, and it's foggy out there. Yeah, so they can mix that smoke right into the fog, and you never know it. But then a lot of them was rich enough and was smart enough to cook with gas rather than cooking with wood, because wood will make smoke. The gas, they don't make no smoke. Yeah, so they outlawed it, but it's still it's still being done. People still got stills. People still making cone whiskey. Yeah, people still making cone whiskey. You ain't got to go to Tennessee to get it. No, I mean there's some in Tennessee. Moonshine, good moonshine too. Yeah, good moonshine. Better than this right there. Better than that right there. Yeah, it's a moonshine in Tennessee that they still make back up in the woods somewhere. A whole lot better than this. Yeah, yeah, that shit about 120, 130 proof. Hmm? Yeah, that shit's so bad when it come out the still, you got to mix some water with it to cut it down. That shit come out the still about 200 proof. Yes, sir. Pure grain alcohol. Yeah, you got to water it down. Get the proof down to about 120, 130. Yeah, I couldn't drink it at 130. You can't drink it like this right here. You know what I mean? You might can sip on it, but you got to sip a very little bit. You got to change that. Yeah, I add some water with it. You see how long it take me to drink this? No, if I slammed that man, I'd have been drunk. I've been talking all kinds of shit. But that's it, y'all. I just want to talk about that. Um, Liquor, the making of it, the manufacturing of it was taken from the people and was only given to certain people. All right. See, and I had a slight problem with that. If you want to make liquor, you want to be a citizen of the United States, you should be able to make liquor. Hmm? And if you want to sell it, well, yeah, you should be able to. You should be able to sell it. Hmm? Yeah. But see now, the way this country is set up, anything that you sell on a large volume, on a large scale, you got to have a business license. And that business license is attached to the state and federal government tax system. Because anything that you sell and make a profit, state and federal government won't they cut. They're gangsters. And if you don't give them, they cut. All right, they get pissed off, and they'll try their best to shut you down. So they shut the moonshiners down. The overall majority of them. You still got some moonshiners, all right, around, but the majority of them they shut them down. And if they catch the ones that are still out there doing it, they'll put you in jail. That's my story. Got to stick to it. Y'all be blessed. What I said here today is just my personal opinion, which is always my disclaimer. Right? I want to thank y'all for listening. I want to thank my subscribers and people that viewed my videos. Thank you very much. Y'all be blessed. We'll talk to you later.